The world is currently in a state of flux with the rise of migrancy. Thousands upon thousands of people are leaving their homes in search of a better life in Europe, many of them from Africa. For a large majority of these migrants, the grass is hardly greener on the other side. Such is the case for these African migrants who made their way to Italy. They have been living on meagre wages and in squalid conditions.
A lot of us are living in abandoned houses where there are no toilets, no electricity, no water. Let's not talk about it. I lived in a house without electricity for 6 months. It was a shack. It was in the winter. Many people are living in these conditions.
As they try to eke out a living, they take whatever work they can get at whatever terms. These migrants harvest oranges in the southern Italian region of Calabria.
I once worked for 15 hours for 15 euros. For 3 months I did this. I did not like it. But what could I do? If you do not work, how can you buy your food?
Cash-strapped farmers hire migrant workers without giving them a regular contract. They instead rely on services of middlemen, known as caporale, who recruit migrants for work on farms and orange groves. For a day's work in the orange grove, without a regular contract, migrants say they receive around 25 euros.
A caporale charges 3 euros per worker to drive them to the field. He charges another 3 euros per worker when he gives them a sandwich and some water.
These middlemen risk arrest and imprisonment from 5 to 8 years. Farmers who employ workers without a contract can also be charged. But with the record numbers of refugees and migrants now entering the European Union, the situation for many migrant workers in Rossano is still difficult.
25 euros giornata per day. It's not good. But the problem here, we put our document here 7 months, 8 months. I didn't get my document. That is the problem. You see here, we're almost 1,000 people. 700, they are waiting for papers.
The poorest among them live in an abandoned factory. Mattresses, clothes and blankets are piled up with personal belongings in a large open space with no privacy. Many farmers show sympathy for the conditions of migrant workers, but say the root of the problem lies in the economic situation. Things are changing, albeit very slowly. Police and prosecutors are fighting the exploitation of workers in the fields. In the meantime, though, the whole citrus sector in the area has lost around 2/3 of production. The situation for migrants will likely remain dire for a long time. But when you're a stranger in a strange land, sometimes the motto you live by is that beggars cannot be choosers. Catherine Ogunde, CCTV.